Hey Soul Fam, it is Jen 55 Alive, and I'm here to do a collective read. Alright, let's get into it. So, first off, oh man, started quick. So I want to find 33 on the clock. So any number, time-wise, I say, you can look up the angel number to give more reference. So I've been seeing a lot of dragonflies. It's also been super rainy where I'm at, and refreshing, cleansing, temp change. So really hot to a bit colder, and gives me like precipitation, condensation. So cleansing is coming out a lot. Okay, so for dragonfly 1, 2, 3, it's number 27, which can go into a 9, so almost through a cycle. Dragon medicine is the dream time and the illusionary facade we accept as physical reality. The iridescence of dragonflies' wings reminds us of colors not found in our everyday experience. Dragonflies' shifting of color, energy, form, and movement explodes into the mind of the observer, bringing vague memories of time or place where magic reigned. Some legends say that dragonfly was once dragon, and that dragon had scales like dragonfly's wings. Dragon was full of breath. The full breath of dragon brought forth the art of magic and the illusion of changing form. Then dragon got caught in its own facade. Coyote tricked dragon into changing form, and the shape of its new body became the dragonfly. In accepting the challenge to prove its power and magical prowess, dragon lost its power. Dragonfly is the essence of the winds of change, the messages of wisdom and enlightenment, and the communications from the elemental world. The elemental world is made up of tiny spirits, of plants, and of the elements air, earth, fire, and water. In essence, this world is full of nature spirits. If dragonfly has flown into your cards today, you may have forgotten to water your plants on another level. You may need to give thanks to the food you're eating for sustaining your body. On a psychological level, it may be time to take a break. The illusions you have held that restrict your actions or ideas. Dragonfly medicine always beckons you to seek out the parts of your habits which need to change. Have you put on too much weight, or have you started to look like a scarecrow? Have you tended to change things have you tended to the changes you have wanted to make in your life? If you feel you need the need for change, call on Dragonfly to guide you through the mists of illusions to the pathway of transformation. See how you can apply the art of illusion to your present question or situation. And remember that things are never completely as they seem. All right, so that is the beginning. And next, let's see. I'm gonna do the Druid Craft Tarot. Okay, so this is the box it comes in, the Empress. Okay, so maybe, speaking of Empress, you are birthing a new idea. You're seeing things for what they are. You're abundant in self. All right, before I shuffle, let's see. Archangel Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael, Metatron, Holy Spirit, Spirit Guides, Ancestors of the Most High White Light, a clear message to the collective. All right. So, 5 minutes in. I hope everybody's having a good day, time, wherever you're at right now. So, this wants to come out. Okay. All right. Let's do, yes. So, I hope everybody's doing well. Feels like a lot of shifts, ascension symptoms possibly as well, and allergies, jumping into new timelines. Having time to do what lights up your spirit. So Spirit, what does the collective need to know at this time? Okay. All right, so all swords have come out thus far. We have the Eight of Swords, Princess of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. Reminder, we are in Venus retrograde, 40 days, 40 nights. It always, I don't know, the movie always comes to mind, 40 days and 40 nights. With the guy that played Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford. Okay, and I can never really remember the actress. So all I can, what I recall from that is they're in a plane, and I think it's bad weather. And for 40 days and 40 nights, they go through it was 717. They go through challenges, right? So that makes me kind of think of Venus retrograde. If you're currently in a relationship and it feels rocky, it's just pointing out the areas that need tended to, and communication is key. Okay. Beautiful. I love that. And communication is key. All right, so Eight of Wands just jumped out. And he's literally throwing a wand. Huh. All right, Eight of Wands is communication. That's going to top the Eight of Swords. So let me clarify on these cards. Wow, so we got, so far, the clarification cards for what's going on is a lot of Wands energy. Action, playfulness. We are in Leo season. It's official. So that sun is lighting the way. And it's still summertime in the US and Northern Hemisphere. All right, now we got a pentacle. Okay, so beautiful. If you're in a current relationship right now, Six of Swords, it's smooth sailing, okay? And as well as possibly going somewhere on a journey, could be a visit somewhere. And your communication is within the boat. They're carrying all the swords. And there's like a willow or like a cattail. Okay. And they're side by side. And there's hope on the horizon. All right, so let's see. So coming from the past, we have the Eight of Swords. All right, so in this Eight of Swords, the woman is binded. You might feel bound or had felt bound in a mental state. You couldn't see clearly because the blindfold is on, she is bound, and there's swords all around her. So what that's telling me is, through faith, And not being able to see, it's like blind faith. And what next action to take. And that is topped with the Eight of Wands. So there's communication coming through. Either you or another person you will have communication with, which is going to unbind you into a mental state that you perhaps put yourself through, or communication is key. So you don't have to stay stuck. Present is Princess of Swords. Okay. So she's looking at this sword. Okay, so that's the communication. It's pointed down, and she has her hand on the sword pointed down. So it's not anything, it's good communication. And there's a bird in the sky, looks like a hawk, and birds are messengers. So you're going to get a message, and it's like, stand down. Like, this isn't a time for like swords up, let's go. And that's topped with the Five of Wands. All right, so it's all these children at play. So it's nothing like kindred spirit. We're in, so it's almost like the fifth house, like at play, creation, making things, and it's kind of like sticks and stones can't break my bones, and words can never hurt me. Something like that. That's how it's coming out, at least. So it's, with this, in the present time, she looks a little weary, but I don't think there's anything to be afraid of, whether that's incoming communication. This could happen at an event. And then Queen of Swords in the future. And the sword is up, all right? And the eyes are closed. It's kind of this pompous, type deal going on. So, and she's in purple. And purple reminds me and makes me think of the seventh chakra, the crown chakra, right? And she's wearing her crown. She is a queen. Her feet are 10 toes down. She's grounded. She's earthing. And she does have her sword, or her hand on the sword, as though, nothing can touch her and she can protect herself. And she is the no BS. Straight to the point, no sugarcoating. Half her hair is braided too, which makes me think of, like long hair is like the antenna, right? She's connected to the spirit realm. And it's topped with the Ace of Pentacles. So in the future, I love this Ace of Pentacles as well. So it's the beginning of something new. There could be something new career-wise coming in. And it's the bear coming out of hibernation, right? The mama bear. Okay. And pentacles are like earth signs. Stable, secure, home base. So something new is beginning, a new chapter. And the star, 5-pointed star. All right, so Spirit, is there anything else the collective needs to know at this time? I feel like, especially the change in the weather, if you can feel that, wherever you're at, being out in nature, feeling the shifts, going into Leo season. Now we're in the beginnings of Venus retrograde. The nodes just shift. So there's a lot of whoosh, like almost like rewiring and The path gets a little clearer. Visibility might not be out too far. We're just taking it one moment, one day at a time. Staying focused. Now I have the Queen of Wands in the past. I love. So in her posture, feet are planted, wand is up, fire burning in the background. So creativity is going. She has a cat there. Cats are great for protection. She's confident. This is fire sign energy. And we are in fire sign season right now. No pun intended. 1601. All right. And then what about presently? We have the moon. All right. So it's like about half moon right now. And that's kind of like illusion, almost as if the dragonfly that I read in the beginning, it's vibes of not everything is crystal clear just yet, but where we're going, I have 3 of Cups, celebration, collaboration, communication, good times are ahead. I think it's just like the analysis paralysis, mental masturbation, like letting the wheels go and go. And there's a book called The Untethered Soul. And in that book, it talks about the mind. It's always going. It's almost like a roommate that lives in our head. It's been with us our whole lives. And you try to watch a movie, you try to do anything, and it's kind of like, hey, can you pass the popcorn? Hey, what about this? Hey, what about that? And to just shut it down, to or just not get aggravated, right? Like the littlest things, you know, depending on people's emotions, moods, where they're at, what's going on, it's the small stuff. So just, this too shall pass. So those moments pass, and it's just like having that pause and seeing the whole perspective of everything. Anything else the collective needs to know, Spirit? So it might seem a little illusionary, right? With that moon card there, not knowing what's going to happen. Everybody's kind of on their own wavelength. And depending on if people are doing their own work and who we coincide with. But we have rebirth. And in this, there's a rabbit, which is fertility. There's a horn being blown, and there's a child. So anew. And that makes me think of Leo season. Like, legends are born, leaders are born. The children that are being portaled into the world have many gifts at this time and are here to raise the collective conscious. And I think it's, if you're a parent, it's focusing on children and their needs, the caring for them. And then we have the 6 of Wands, which is victory. So keep going no matter what. Putting the energy into projects, family, home base. taking the time out for creation, love, tenderness, compassion, really working on those relationships that are closest to us. That's what I'm getting. And then the Hermit. Yes. And the moon's in the background. So there will be illumination. And in this card, so the moon in, all right. So the dogs are howling at the moon. And in this, the dog is by his side. Okay. So I feel, and the moon isn't, like, it's not a full moon. It's not a new moon. It's a waxing and waning. And the waxing and waning. So that makes me think of Empress, goddess type energy, the phases of the moon. Two halves complete to a whole. Feel like with the communication in the beginning, as far as the past, is that if this hasn't happened or is about to happen, say there wasn't much communication and your mind was trying to fill in the blanks. An assumption makes an ass out of me and you both. So assuming is not the route to go. Well, I would say it's not the route to go. So when the communication is fully expressed, whatever messages need to be delivered are delivered. Those two halves complete the moon. And usually, if you have a moon journal, say you're journaling throughout the month. I myself have gone to a sound bath meditation, and a new moon felt completely different than a full moon. A new moon, I felt a little bit more introvert and to self. It's an integration time of germination, planting the seeds. What's the next goal? What is something I want to work on? And then the illumination of a full moon is like the full power of like, okay, it's here, extrovert, having a good time, like it's fully embraced, it's there, you're watering it, you're nurturing it, you're taking care of what needs to be taken care of. And the pathway will get more and more revealed. So it's the consistency, putting in the work, and you might not see an outcome every day, 23:23 on the clock, but the work you're putting in is needed, and you will see outcomes from it. You know, it's like Rome wasn't built in a night. Everything takes time. Things I must earn. All right, so even if you feel a little humdrum around this time, things are being brought up, or you're just in your head too much. Like there is, and I have the Four of Cups here. So just very la-di-da-di. But up in that branch is a cup. I remember being on an Easter egg hunt when I was like 4 at one of my grandmother's functions, and we were finding eggs everywhere. And I looked up in the tree and I found the biggest one. I said to my dad, "Hey, look in that tree, can you get that?" And it had a whole lot of prizes in it. So, you know, it's not about like, just keep doing what you're doing and putting the work in, and you will see results, you know. And sometimes it's just for the greater good, helping out. 10 of Cups. I saw a rainbow today too, so rainbows are excellent signs. The luck the luck is there. And that's another thing too. It's like I saw this ring and it's just like, you know, I want to have fun. It's Leo season. It's time to break the mold and get out and do fun things. Go out and have fun. It's that last parts of summer before kids go back to school. So make it the best you can, make it memorable, cherishable. And you don't need a lot to do it. Wherever you are, there's always like a library, things nearby. There's always things going on in the community. Okay. So then we have King of Wands. So we have the counterpart to the Queen of Wands. Okay. And they both have their wands. They're both looking straight. They're confident. Fire energy. Loud, proud. What's up? It's all good, man. 9 of Pentacles. And she has her hawk. Stability. All those pentacles, every area of your life, all the hats that you wear, everything that coincides together, right? It may why am I thinking Captain Planet right now? Heart, air, like everything comes together and to make a better way of life for self and others. Community, UNITY. I feel that. I feel like it's time to break the mold, get out of comfort zone, do something that you haven't done in a long time. Painting, coloring, tie-dyeing t-shirts, that's always fun. There's always something. Or even when you do that with shirts, getting the little puffy paints and like outlining things on the shirt. It's fun. I don't know, it just brings back like that, the things you used to do as a child, like bring that out and do that with your children, or even just for yourself, a pottery class. Those are amazing too.